light is a little bit intense. This is too intense. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's figure this out. Let's figure this out. I'm still learning all the things with my light. And for some reason, please don't fall down. Please don't fall down. Hey, okay, so when you get on live, let me know you are here. Tell me who's here. Ooh, whoa, that's too dark. That's too dark. Let's see. Whoa, that's too bright. Still playing with the light. Okay, so hey, Marie-Louise is here. So ladies, as you're jumping on, jump on and tell me where you're watching from. Tell me your name, all the things. Well, I'll see your name, but tell me. When you guys all come at me, I don't see everybody at the same time. So when you pop on, say hey. This is day 4. I don't know how to shut those off. Please say I'm not going to get tagged texts. This is day 4 of the I Am Worthy AF challenge. Again, today I got a few messages of women asking if it was too late to join. No, it is not too late to join. You can jump on. We are Tuesday. You have until Saturday to get it all done. Saturday, I'm picking one winner to win 30 minutes of a clarity coaching call with moi. So I feel like this lighting is really off. It's just gonna have to do the thing. So yes, tag your sisters, share this video out. I love that you're sharing all the graphs that I'm posting and the videos. That's awesome. I feel like the more we can do this, it's a feed forward cycle, because the thing is, too many of us gave our power away. We forgot how magical we were. We forgot how worthy we already are. And this challenge is just to remind you, you already have it all within you right now. So there's no prerequisite, you're worthy. I'm touching on a bunch of different little topics to really get you thinking about taking your power back. You know, don't give your power away so easily to people, situations, things in your life. Don't. You're more powerful than that. You're magical. You know you are. Your highest self knows she is. So the more that we take up space in our bodies, the more that we stand for who we really are, the more we give permission to others, our sister friends, to stand up and do the same thing. So I feel like this lighting is horrible tonight, but that's just gonna have to do. So tonight, ladies, as you pop on, again, let me know who's here. Tonight we're gonna talk about a big subject. We're gonna talk about, I think, this is probably something that is on everybody's minds. Everybody's constantly talking about it, and probably the way that you were raised with these stories about this certain thing is really greatly impacting how you're showing up in your relationship with this thing. What am I talking about? I'm talking about money. Tonight we're going to talk about money. There is so much polarization when it comes to money. I don't know if you grew up in a story, the story for you was when you grew up, you didn't have a lot of it. Maybe you were taught that money is bad. I know that I had a lot of stories growing up like that. You know, money doesn't grow on trees. You know, we were a big family. And again, right, these stories, they come from lineage. They come from many, many generations behind us, right? So the people who raised us, our parents, the other adults in our lives that influenced us, they all did the best they can with what they knew. And I am so grateful for challenging certain narratives that were handed to us, because just because it was handed to us doesn't mean we have to keep it as our identity. So if you grew up poor, I know what that feels like, girl, right? If you grew up afraid to ask for certain things because you knew it was too much money, right? And again, too much money. So we're going to talk about that. So what I want to do, hey, Denise is on, what I want to do is really just change this whole concept, this conversation. Let's get into the messy of it to really see what money actually is. Okay? So if you've been following me for any time, I honestly, if you've followed, actually many of you probably know that Mark and I are on a debt-free journey. We want to get out of debt. And things kind of had to go on a standstill this summer because we had to do certain things, right? Well, we didn't have to, but we had to do sick kids appointments. We didn't have to do New York, and I didn't have to do San Diego, but I wanted to. So again, there's this big notion of money, right? We need money to live, just like we need air to breathe. This is how the world goes around. And hey, Denise, and what I want to talk about is when we show up from a place of scarcity and we cling on to money, I want you to see your hand is closed. You cannot receive it either. So when I started this challenge on day one, I told you that I went to San Diego. I told you that it was really stretchy for me to figure out the funds. And the thing is, who do you have to become to be the person you want to be? So if you would have asked me this if this opportunity would have showed up probably maybe even 2 years ago, I would have said, I can't go. It's in San Diego, Mark's not working, you know, we just did sick kids, I have to wait on travel grants. No, it's not happening, right? But I have since switched my mindset since I've been building this online platform for us to hang out and really empower each other. Feed That Glow, this is what Feed That Glow is for. I understand how I need to show up. I need to make sure you ladies can hear me. Please tell me you can hear me. Tell me you can hear me, a little thumbs up so I can keep going. I'm just gonna keep going. Hopefully you can hear me. So I had to change the mindset of who I wanted to become and what that would look like. Yes, thank you, Marie-Louise. Hey, Kelly's on. What kind of a mindset you have to be? Like, who do you have to be? How are you gonna step into this? Because our highest selves know better. Hey, Sylvie's on. Nice to see you, girl. So what I did was, we have a ton of resources. This is what I need you ladies to understand. We have a ton of resources. What we are missing all often is how to become resourceful with the resources we have. Hey, Sabrina's on. Nice to see you, girl. So when you're able to come from a space of, okay, it's not about the money. What could I do to get to go? So how am I going to do this, right? So this is what I had to do. I had to shift a little bit of things around. You know, yes, I did use a credit card, even though I'm doing debt repayment. There's a whole other, I'm going to get into that in a minute. There's a whole other way to look at our debt. And my word for this year was 2018. So yes, being joyful in paying off my debt, right? Being joyful in all the things, choosing joy over fear, choosing joy and love over hate, right? And scarcity. So it's about really becoming who you have to be. And I am so grateful that I was able to do that, because that experience, I won't get that back. Like, it was a one-time thing. Hey, Anja is on. So money. Perhaps you grew up with a story like that, like something similar to me. We don't have money, right? Money doesn't come on trees. Maybe it was one parent working, right? I get it, I get it, I get it, okay? And even though I'm on this whole debt-free, journey to debt-free, which, by the way, any women who have gone through my Ditch the Debt Free series, give me some love, give me some love. I love getting those emails back of when you find your $1,000 and when you start like shifting your mindset around money and you actually make your money work for you. It's amazing. What I want to talk to you today, though, about is money is energy. Money is simply the exchange of energy for something that you want. That's all it is. Right? So when we can shift that perspective, we take our power back. So instead of saying, you know, being a victim and saying, oh, I can't do that thing because, if you really want it, what could you do to get it, right? And I'm not talking, get creative, ladies. You know what I mean. There are ways to shift things around. Is there something you can create? Is there something you can sell? Is there something you can barter? This is how we do it. It's circulating. I don't want you to think it as spending money. We are circulating money. And too many of us are holding on too tightly with our fists closed that money can't come back. It's a circulation. I want to know here, honestly, who tips? Give me a show of hands if you give a let's start small. Do you give a 10% tip? If you give a 10% tip, put a 1 in the comments. If you're brave enough, right? Who's giving 10%? Okay, who's giving 15? Put a 2 in the comments. We're gonna get dirty here. Let's go. Who here gives 20 and above, right? Because this is the thing. You are worthy enough to give 20% at least of a tip. 20% and up. The more that you show up into the universe, God, whatever you use as your highest power, and you understand the true value of money is simply energy. And I'm talking even if your service was bad, women. Even if your service was bad, you tip. Why? Because you're worthy. Why? Because you understand the exchange of energy. When I understood that, Girls, I tip 20%. I don't care if the service was sucky. I don't care. When I figure out my budget and I make, we eat out very rarely. But when I do, I'll make sure I'm tipping 20%. Why? Because it is circulating the energy flow, right? And perhaps that person that gave you crappy service is having a crappy day. I'm not saying that that's okay, but listen, nothing is personal in life. Nothing is personal. Oh, I'm getting texts. Nothing is personal in life. The minute we remove ourselves from other people's stories, it doesn't affect us. So maybe you don't know. We don't know battles that other people are fighting. We have no friggin' clue. So maybe that 20% or more is actually going to make them feel better, right? And it feels good to give. It feels good to give. So I want to talk about that. So girl, if you're not tipping, you need to tip 20%. Let's go. Step up that game. It is energy. Because if you look at it with like we're doing with our hand, my hand is open. Money can come, money can go. My hand is closed because I'm holding on so tightly because I'm living in scarcity, money can't come in. I want you to see. I want you to see it for what it is. And yes, even if you're living a budget life like me, you can figure it out. 20%. 20%. I gave 20% last week. It was $8. $8 more on my bill. It wasn't that big of a deal. And no, it doesn't matter how much the bill is, girl. You show up. You show up. And when you show up, the universe, God, energy, whatever you believe in, your highest power shows up too. So you show up and you give. And because you're worthy. That's it. You're just worthy. You open up. So I also want to talk about some of us think that we are being careless with our money, and I get it. Like if you were following any of my Insta stories, was it 2 weekends ago when I was doing my budget tracking, and I understood that I had spent close to $200 at Tim Hortons, and I haven't done that in years. That really blew my mind, right? So I was like, oh man, maybe that was a little bit of splurging that I could have managed better, but it happens. So it's when you figure these things out, then you're able to understand, okay, where I wanted those things, so I did it, right? So where am I putting my money? Yes, you always tip, girl, because you're awesome, and don't forget that. Hey, Daphne is on. Cass, girl, you here? I miss you. Okay, so next thing that I want to talk about is women who own businesses. So I'm glad that some of you are here. And this can include an online business, ladies, or an MLM. I'm all about MLMs. So the thing about businesses is if you have employees, I do not want you to see your employees as expenses. They're not. I have overheard, I don't know how many employers talk about their employees like they were expenses. They are not. They are helping you in your business level it up. So that is not an expense. That is actually an investment. Actually, I am in the process of researching VAs to help me level up my business. Now, do I actually have all the funds to flow this out? No, but I'm going to figure it out. It's to get resourceful. Why? Because I understand the value that I can't do it all. So I need to step back, release some of the control, and trust somebody else to help me level up my business, right? So I'm going to figure out my resources that I have and make it work to get myself a virtual assistant so that I can up level feed that glow. So it's always an investment. Same thing with our bodies. Our bodies, investing in our bodies, not just money. I'm talking time and energy. That is an investment. When I first started not going back to the gym, when I first started the gym, I think it was in 2005-ish, I remember feeling so much guilt. Girls, let's even pause this. I remember feeling guilty getting my eyebrows tweezed, okay? And it was like $12 back then. I remember feeling so much like, oh, I'm spending money on myself. This is bad. I mean, put a 5 in the comments if you believe, or give me like a hands up emoji if you believe that anytime you invest money on yourself, spend money on yourself, where you feel guilty, okay? I want us to change these conversations, because if you had to spend that money on a child or a partner or a parent, you would do it without any of that emotion, right? Guilt doesn't serve anybody, but I feel like women, we have this guilt button attached. We're born with it. It's like stuck there. You're gonna rip the damn button off and throw it away, okay? I know what that feels like when you feel, and I know many of you feel that too. Come on, give me the love. Show me in the comments. Like, it's true. When we invest in ourselves, we don't always consider it an investment. We think it's an expense. We think that we're being maybe a little bit laissez-faire, like we're not being really wise with our money. I know I used to feel like that when I would get my eyebrows done. I knew when I started the gym in 2005 how bad I would felt to pay the gym membership because, I'm wasting money. It is not a waste. We're not wasting, okay? We are investing. And if we can take it a step further, I'm all about investing up here. Okay, this should be our biggest muscle that we should work on all the time. I am big on that. If I were to tell you, ladies, how much money I've dropped just to try to grow my business, it's insane. But the best money that I've ever spent, right? Just understanding things. Nobody gets anywhere alone. We always need to level up. And if you want to go somewhere, you look at the person who's doing exactly like you want to and you level up. You pay to play. This is how you grow. You surround yourself with these people. Because let me ask you straight up, when was the last time you got something for free and you really did something amazing with it? Dead silence, right? We're all guilty of that. I know for myself, sometimes I coach women, sometimes I'll put women in my programs just because I can tell you right now that those women don't follow through. Why? Because they didn't pay to play. Why? And it's not about the money. It has to be a skin in the game. It's a transaction. So if you are making this transaction with this energy, you are committed. If you're just getting it, I'm not. You know how many programs I've bought or gotten for like, and when I say bought, I mean like stuff like $50 and under. I didn't really put a lot of energy into it because it was just $50, right? It's the mindset around that. So there's a whole psychology around that. So if you understand the value of these transactions, of the energy exchange, you're able to up-level yourself. So this talk today is all about really having those conversations with yourselves. Where do you feel perhaps guilty? Yes, the guilty button. Where do you feel perhaps guilty where you're investing in yourself, but you see it as spending? Perhaps it's getting your nails done. Perhaps it's paying a gym membership. Perhaps it's buying protein powder. Perhaps it's, trying to get, like me, a virtual assistant. Where do you feel like you're like, maybe it's buying clothes, right? Maybe it's buying mascara. Whatever it is to you, it's going to feel that little ick. That little ick you feel inside, I want you to sit with that ick and really unpack it. Why do I feel like that? And then ask, if you had to spend that amount of money on anybody close to you that you loved, would you have that ick? If the answer is no, it is not a waste of money. You feel icky because you actually have to step into your own being and you're afraid to take up space there. That ick is yourself telling, ooh, I don't know if I can take up space here. Girlfriend, this is what the I Am Worthy AF Challenge is all about. Get into that ick. Face it head on. That ick, tell it, go. Move, sister. Tell it to move. Bye, girl, bye. I don't need you, ick. Why? Because I'm worthy. I'm worthy to tip 20%. I'm worthy to invest in courses and trainings. I'm worthy to invest in my body. I'm worthy to do whatever it is. Fill in the blank. I am worthy. Because the thing is, we don't get anywhere alone. We don't. You can try. You can research all the things. Who here is trying to start a business, write a book, I don't know, go back to school, anything. Fill in the blanks. Who's trying to learn something and get it for free? It doesn't work like that. You can try and try, but you're only going to get so far. And all that energy that you wasted, instead of just simply jumping ahead and saying, hey, I'm going to do the exchange of money and learn from somebody that's doing the thing, to grow there. That's how it is. That is how it is. I believe coaches need coaches. I have a coach. Coaches need coaches, right? So there's nothing wrong in that. If you're trying to up-leveling means you're standing fully in your power and you're not afraid to take up space there. This is the biggest one. Another thing I wanted to talk about, I have little cheat sheets because I'm like, oh my God. Women who do have online businesses, listen to me straight out. If there is something I got from San Diego, it is this. We are undercharging our worth because we have some kind of a narrative around money that is guilt. We feel bad asking for money. Listen. Who here is going to do some research for me right now? Look up Oprah. Somebody go look up Oprah right now and tell me how much money Oprah gave to charity. I want to see the number. Okay, somebody find that and put it in the comments, all right? I'm going to see who's going to do that. Who here knows Oprah, right? Now, if Oprah sat around and said, I'm going to help you, pay me what you want. Just give me whatever. Just whatever. I'll take whatever you have. Do you think that Oprah would be able to stand fully in her power, take up space fully in her whole being, and do what she's doing in our world if she were to continue down that path of just pay me what you think I'm worth? No, girl. Not at all. I don't know how many billions of dollars she has invested into organizations, charities, and the thing is, there's this huge disconnect when it comes to money because sometimes when we grow up, we hear stories that money is bad, money is evil, you should never ask for money, you're greedy. And the thing is, the real truth is, you can't do nothing if you don't got money. How can you give more of yourself? Yes, you can donate your time. For sure, you can do things, but imagine if you had that money to give 40 million. Thank you, Cass. I knew you would do that, girlfriend. Imagine if you had now 40 million. Who here has 40 million in their pockets just to give away, right? None. I'm gonna just guess I don't have that money. I don't have that money. Why? Because I'm not charging my worth, right? And this talk is for me too, girls. Those who have businesses understand the more that you don't charge your worth, the more that you can't step fully in your being. And the more that you're not doing that, you're robbing your clients, right? You're robbing your clients of them fully being, that's how they get results, right? If you're changing lives, you're changing lives. That's how they get results. Oprah changed lives, right? So her income is related to her impact. That is how it works. The more money you have around the world, the more you can give around the world. So for those women who are sitting and playing small and saying, no, it's okay, right? No, girl. I want you to think of Oprah. What would Oprah do? Oprah knew her damn worth. She stood fully in her power. She did not let anybody take her down. She had a mission. She has a vision. She gives $40 million to charity, right? I want to do things like that. I want to be able to give things like that. So when we start changing the narrative around money, no, money is not bad. Good people do good things with money. Money is just the energy. That's all it is. It's energy. And if you have money to give, you give. Now, when we don't have a lot of money to give like that, what do? We tip. We give tips. Right? So 20% and up go. I started this big thing. I started investing into other female entrepreneurs because I'm a female entrepreneur and I'm going to invest. If it's something that I find is in alignment with me, I'm going to invest in you, girlfriend. Why? Because I know how noisy it is. So I'm going to invest in you. If we're in alignment, for sure. If it's something that I believe in, for sure. Right? And even if I don't have the physical cash, I'm going to tell somebody how awesome it is. Right? So we got to start changing this narrative from being scarcity and feeling, like too much competition to abundance. I want you to integrate being abundant because you already are. It is not a zero-sum pie. It's not Oprah has $40 million to give. I'm broke. I'm broke AF, so no. No, girl, you give. Right? So my big thing is, yes, I invest in other female entrepreneurs, right? I invest in coaching. I invest because I pay to play. Why? Because I want to level myself up. So this is how we do the thing. The next thing I wanted to talk about is when you are circulating your money, right? When you circulate it, it comes back. It might not come back in physical cash, but it will come back. So you have to understand that it is just energy. It is the exchange of energy. What we value, we will invest in. I don't know how many women can drop, I don't know how much your purse is now because I'm not big on purses, but somebody write something in the comments, tell me how much a purse is, right? I think I've seen friends buy purses for $200 and up, but yet they won't pay for a coaching session, or, ooh, it's kind of stretchy, $50. No, girlfriend. Are you worth it? Yes. You would drop that money on something else. It's because you don't see the value, and that's okay. But it's not about the money. You have to remove that. It's never about the money. It's about the value. Yeah, me neither. I'm like, I don't know. It's always about the value. So if you feel like you can't invest in something, it has nothing to do with the money. It has to do with the value. That's what it is. You don't think that you're getting enough. Yeah, gym bag is $75 for sure, girlfriend. You my girl. A gym bag is $75, right? One of those lug bags. I think that's what I paid as well. I invested in it, didn't even think about it, boom, right? Why? Because I saw the value of it. So if you stop saying you don't have money, stop saying you don't have money. You have money. You are abundant. It's your choosing not to invest because you don't see the value. Which one sounds more empowering? The one that says I'm broke is a joke, or the one that says like, I just don't see the value, not right now. Start saying that, not right now, instead of I'm broke. Because when you say I'm broke, it makes you a victim. Girlfriend, you are not a victim. You are not a victim at all. It's not that you're broke. You are abundant AF. You are worthy AF. It's that you don't see the value. That's fine. Not right now. Not right now. And if you do want it right now, but you don't physically have the cash, get resourceful, girl. Get resourceful. What can you do to become the person who would have the thing that you want? This is how we grow. Right? We don't sit and cry because we don't have the thing, because we don't have the money. I don't know how many statuses I read all the time. Oh, I can't afford that. Ooh, it's kind of stretchy. No, girl. It's because you don't see the value. And most times it's because you don't see your value. You don't see the benefit that it could bring to you. That's what it is. And this is what I want to start changing the conversation around. This is worthy to invest in. Always. It is not. It is not an expense. Your body is worth investing in. Why? Because it's your temple. We need to respect it, right? There's no guilt in that. We take care of those we love. This is the most important. This right here is the most important. I want to talk really quick and then I'll get off because I have no idea how long I've been on. I like to talk a lot. I want to talk about forced action and inspired action. So since Mark and I have been on this journey to debt repayment, we used to come from forced action where it was like, oh, everything was tight. Everything's too tight. I got to figure it out. I got to figure it out. So we were forced into paying it. And I remember getting bills in the mail and feeling like, ugh, payday would come. I'd have anxiety. The week of pay, I would have so much anxiety trying to figure out all the things. How am I going to make us eat and pay all the things, right? Because everything is tight. Everybody's tight. Everybody lives pay to pay, right? That's forced action. When you are inspired, I now see my bills as invoices for blessings I've already received. I'm so grateful to have the income to pay for the things that I've already purchased, right? My electricity, all the things, right? The water, we get those bills after we've used them. So aren't we grateful in this context? We are so abundant. There are people in the world that don't even have running clean water, yet we bitch because we don't have money to pay our water. Stop that. Stop that. You are abundant. You are abundant. It's to really look at what you have. So get inspired. Stand in your power. You have the funds. And if we're going to talk about being a little bit irrational with money or not mature with our money, stop buying all toys if you know you can't afford them, okay? Maybe just stop on that. If you have this sense that you need to keep spending all the money on all the things because you're trying to fill an empty void, listen, we've already been speaking about that. You cannot fill up internally from external things. So the clothes, the makeup, the hair, whatever it is that you're investing in to think that it's going to fill you up with joy, it won't. That is not true joy, right? Especially if you don't have the funds to cover them after, and then you have the anxiety to pay that off, right? So it's really understanding that. Why are we doing the things we do, right? You are always worthy. You are always worthy right now. You don't need those $100 pair of jeans, right? You might want them. You don't need them to impress people. You don't. There's no impressing people. When you are whole inside and you know that you're whole, because you already are whole, it's when you see that you're whole, you're going to stop trying to impress people because you don't have to, because you're already awesome. Bam, you win, right? So it's really having these conversations with yourself. I know too many women that can drop cash on all kinds of things, but when it comes to investing in themselves, ugh, they don't like doing that thing, right? They feel guilty. Maybe have those conversations with yourself. Where are you going? See, 2018 is ending. We are in the last, 48 days? If we're going to show up fully in our being to start 2019, let's start switching these mindsets, because you are already abundant. You are already worthy. Money is beautiful energy. Where do you see the value? That's all it is. Where do you see the value? And again, ladies who've got things for free, like, tell me straight up, have you really done anything with them, right? Or things for hardly spending any money? No. Like, when you see that, there's a whole psychology around that. Your skin in the game is that investment. Once you've invested, you kind of understand, I better put in the work because I paid all this money. And again, right, your money story, it could be $50 and that's really stretching you. It doesn't matter the physical amount of cash. It's understanding the minute it feels uncomfortable, that's where you know you're going to grow. The minute you stretch. So me going to San Diego, I didn't have those funds. It was stretchy. I did it. I am so grateful I did it, because I came back a whole new person, and I'm going to show up as a different leader to serve you ladies, to help you understand the same things that I learned over there. You are already worthy, already. And today's task is going to be a good one. Today's task is going to be a good one. Right? See, I went to San Diego because I'm not a look at me girl, I'm a come with me girl. So I'm going to do the things and I'm going to show you, because I want you to come with me. I'm not a look at me girl. Remember, we don't put people on pedestals. I'm a come with me girl. You come with me. We're growing together, right? Let's go to the next level together. The task that you have for today, right? And I'm loving, P.S., I am loving all your texts. If you are so brave to start sharing what you're sharing in my inbox and in my emails, on the page, that would be awesome, because it's going to show the other women, like, why is she doing that? Why did she give all her clothes away? Why did she do whatever the thing is that I've already asked you to do? So your task for day 4 is, I want you to find somewhere to give some money. Find a charity, find an organization, something that speaks to your heart, and you're going to give a little bit of money. It doesn't have to be a lot. If it's uncomfortable, even better. I want you to find somewhere to give money, because we're going to do the exchange of giving money, because that's what it's all about. We got to learn to save, spend, and give, right? There's a nice flow there. Anybody who's read Dave Ramsey, you understand what I'm talking about. Once you start doing those things, you show up differently, and it's going to feel so good. So, and if you've already donated, then you're still worthy to choose something else and give something else. Give some other money somewhere else, okay? So I'm not saying the amount, that is on you, but I want it to be a little bit uncomfortable, and I want you to come back and tell me that you did it. So you can text a receipt or whatever. Show me however way you want to show me that you're doing task 4. And that is to give the money. It is energy. Let it go. Stop holding on so tightly, right? That's scarcity. We are abundant AF because we are worthy AF. As I'm like spitting all over the place because I'm excited. So that is what it is. That is what it is, girls. Let me see here. I just gave it to you straight, eh? Took you women to church. That's what I did. All right, so I'm so happy that you're all participating. I'm going to show the graph very, very soon, so you can share that with your girls. Let me know what it is that you've decided to part your money with, and I don't need to know the amount. Again, I don't need to know the amount. This is not a show and tell. Just let me know what you did and how it felt. Okay? So that is all I got. Women, stand in your power. You are already worthy AF. Thank you so much for yesterday's video. I had a lot of comments. I guess what I shared touched a lot of you. So thank you for sharing your stories with me. That is awesome. This is why I have this place. This is for us. This is our playground to empower each other as women. Yes, there are some men on here sometimes, but when a woman stands fully in her being, she's then able to emulate to men how she wants to be treated, right? We teach people how to treat us, and the minute we start standing up for ourselves and having boundaries, everything changes. All the rules change. So this is what I have for you ladies tonight. I'm going to get on a coaching call with my coaching group really soon. So thank you so much. That is all I got. Peace, love.